Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day, wherever you are around the world. And welcome back to another Liverpool news episode for you guys this evening. How are we all? Hopefully, everyone's having a fantastic night, or morning, or afternoon, wherever you are around the world. Anyway, but of course, we do have some very exciting news, of course, and that is around a few interesting topics tonight. Of course, we're going to be discussing Alexis McAllister. If you guys have not seen the short yet that we released earlier on, again, very exciting news. Again, of course, as you should know already, of course, is the fact that his ban has been rescinded. Yes, the FA have finally done their job, and again, we're going to talk about that in a brief moment. We're also going to discuss Manu Kone. Again, well, being brought back into the fold in terms of transfer rumours. We're going to discuss Ryan Gravenberch, and of course, we're going to discuss Andre as well. Of course, that would be towards the back end of the show anyway. But guys, let me know all of your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below, of course, on everything that we mentioned in tonight's episode. And yeah, let me know how all of you are down below as well. Press was in earlier on saying hold that Portieri as well. Yeah, absolutely, 100%, mate. Again, it's funny though that nothing's got mentioned in terms of punishments. Again, unfortunately, which I find laughable as well. If I'm being perfectly honest, but yeah, hopefully you're doing well, mate. Just being me is in as well, saying hi, good evening. Hopefully you're doing well, my friend. Doug's in saying, hey Connor, 5 weeks today, I will become a dad. Well, might be sooner, Doug. You never know. Hopefully not. By the way, again, I'm not saying that I want your baby to be premature whatsoever, but again, I think around the 4 week get ready might be a sudden surprise. That's the only thing I'm going to say. Anyway, but ref this weekend is John Brooks. Yeah, I did see that. But again, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I know that assistant VAR guy is still on, which for some reason, yes, as you said, but in terms of him being back, was it 2 weekends in a row as assistant VAR? It's a bit sus in that regard anyway. But why do McAllister got the red cards? Well, if you guys saw the game, again, stupid decision, but we will talk about it at the beginning of the show anyway. And Gary's in as well, saying Talia Obin Kone should have been on a Liverpool player a month ago as well. He was injured a month ago, to be fair, Gary, anyway. But we will dive straight into the news then, guys, and we are going to, of course, discuss, to begin with the show, of course, Alexis McAllister. Actually, to be fair, sorry, before we do start the show, if you could, again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, subscribe there. I can't talk today, guys. My mind's just gone. But yeah, if you're new around here, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, guys. Very much appreciated, as always. But yes, let's talk about Alexis McAllister and, of course, his red card getting rescinded. Of course, the FA, of course, this was Liverpool's official statement saying Alexis McAllister will not serve a suspension after successful appeal against the red cards he received during Saturday's victory over AFC Bournemouth. Of course, the FA have also come out and had their article piece on it. Again, I didn't crop it because it was a load of crap. Yet again, nothing, not an apology, nothing. I think I tweeted out on, where's the apology to the PGMOL. Nothing again, and we're constantly hearing about Howard Webb saying that, we're trying to get referees in the correct situations. We're trying this, we're trying that. It's not working. Like, it's 2 weeks now in a row that they've got things wrong, and this is just on Liverpool side of things. I think even when you look at that Arsenal red card in Tomiyasu, that was a bad red card on Monday, yesterday anyway, against Palace. But yeah, like, again, the referees for me are the worst thing in this league. And people going about VAR and people going about this and that. VAR isn't the problem. We've said this for the last 2-3 years that it's been included in football. Well, certainly in the Premier League anyway. For me, it is the referees. It is the people that is in charge of that technology. When you look at the French league, when you look at the Bundesliga, there's prime examples there of refereeing done correctly in some aspects. Of course, not all. The French league and the Bundesliga, but I think in the Europe's top 5 leagues, I think they are the example. Anyway, I think that's the very much the thing that could get massively improved on in terms of Premier League quality. Again, we are the best league in the world. I think the Premier League is the best league in the world. But yet again, you've got officiating that deserves to be down down there in that regard anyway. And of course, it is all human error and this, that, and the other. And I can understand that. And look, again, being a referee, it isn't the nicest of jobs. It isn't the easiest of jobs. I'm not getting that, and I'm not saying that. But what I am saying, there should be a level to it, and the level isn't getting reached whatsoever, in my opinion anyway. Again, people might view it differently, but the most important thing, I'm just happy the fact that Alexis McAllister is available for Newcastle. Again, wasn't pictured in training today, which everyone got a bit scared about, but apparently was doing indoor work in recovery. So again, that's good news in that aspect of things. But yes, I very much expect Alexis McAllister to start against Newcastle now. And I think Jurgen said it, didn't he? Look, we will appeal straight after the game, and yeah, rightfully so, because again, was never ever a red card. Yellow card, I think anyone could have agreed with that, but yeah, absolutely no, not a red card at all. I think everyone can agree with that anyway. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts anyway on Alexis McAllister getting his red card rescinded anyway in the comments. Diaz, Gakpo, Salah, Szoboszlai, Endo, Maka, Robertson, Van Dijk, Kanate, Trent, Ali. That's my lineup. Will be the lineup, I'm sure. I'd love it to be that, to be fair, for Newcastle away. But if Nunes didn't perform this season, would you sell him on by Ivan Toney? No, not for me personally. I think Ivan Toney is he's definitely one of the top players in the league, and definitely that interview that he did was, again, sad in some sense as well, when you take into account the FA tried to paint him as as something in terms of the betting scandal and so on as well. And him being a Liverpool supporter as well obviously would massively help that case. But no, I wouldn't sell Darwin Núñez. I think Darwin Núñez still has a future at Liverpool. It's just at the minute, of course, Jurgen prefers Cody Gakpo and Diogo Jota. But then again, in also saying that, we haven't really seen, with us bringing a midfielder in, who the number one striker is in that way anyway. But calling my name is Ali. Well, very, very good to see you in your Ali. Saying who's your favourite LFC player? Mine would be Virgil van Dijk. Again, I've loved Virgil since he came into the club. To be fair though, right now, Dominic Szoboszlai is getting close, and he's only played 2 games. Like very, very close. But yeah, Dominic Szoboszlai for me is on the up, 100%. But yeah, Virgil van Dijk for me anyway. But we will move on anyway, chat. It's not going to be a long news show anyway tonight. It's only going to be a short term one. It'll probably about half an hour, I think it is. I say that, what should be an hour now anyway. But we're going to talk about Manu Kone now anyway, and David Lynch from, I want to say this is Anfield, because again, he's doing a lot of things on this Anfield. Of course, on an article piece, said a potential move for the France under-21 international Kone in the final days of this window, has not been ruled out, with the Reds considering further additions in the centre of the park. He did also add in the article piece saying that Borussia Mönchengladbach chief Ronald Verkas, I believe his name is, has insisted that only an immense offer would convince the club to part with the reported Liverpool target Manu Kone this summer, which of course, with Liverpool being linked with him back in June, I think it was May, June time. Of course, the rumoured price tag was around 25, 30 million euros, even at that time. And when you talk about an immense offer, would that mean 40, 50, 60 million pounds for a 22-year-old French international? Again, I think at the start of the summer, I think myself and a very, a very big number of Liverpool supporters was like, I could get behind, Manu Kone joining Liverpool. Absolutely, I could have. But now looking at, the injury record, looking at, of course, the most recent injury in terms of that knee injury that he suffered at the under-21 tournament for France, it's a bit of a, it's one of those where, again, you could sign him and he could work out perfectly for Liverpool, or you could sign him and that knee injury, will take him down a bit further. In terms of, again, recurring injuries, and again, I think everyone knows the stories when it comes to Liverpool and knee injuries, in that regard. Anyway, but it's a very sticky situation. Again, Liverpool find themselves going into the back end of the transfer window, because even though we signed, of course, Alexis McAllister, Dominic Szoboszlai, Endo as well, Liverpool still find themselves short. I feel, again, Undo is a squad option, even though if you listen to certain journalists, again, Liverpool seem to think that Endo is some sort of an answer for the six. For me, he's not. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a fantastic squad option. And again, I'm very much looking forward to seeing what he does bring towards this midfield. But if we're talking about, right, go and pick your team to face Manchester City in that regard, again, you'd want a better standard of quality than Undo at the minute. And I think there is some out there. Obviously, we're going to talk about. Obviously, we spoke about Manu Kone, obviously Ryan Gravenberch, Andre, check the core. I put a poll out earlier on who would people want out of those four, and I believe Andre won that poll on Twitter. I think he won it by 60, 70%. I think it was. I believe. I'm actually going to check that now. But again, there's for me there's difference of opinion. It depends what you want from the six. I think Manu Kone offers you a bit of creativity, while also, when you do look at it, it's, he offers creativity, but he's also, defensively sound, progressive carries, looks very impressive. And then you look at Czech Decore, for example, that will just sit in the sixth position and be, a destroyer in that regard. I think that's what Liverpool are missing. I think if you could bring someone in that has the best of both, which was Romeo Lavia, Moises Caicedo, of course, that would be ideal for Liverpool. But it's very much the case of, now, especially with the window only being 10 days left of the transfer window, you're leaving yourselves in a very sticky situation in terms of who do you go and get and how much you're willing to pay for. We all know Liverpool got money. We know from the Moises Caicedo situation that Liverpool will pay money for the right person, but who is the right person out there? I think we've already spoken about those names. Florentino Luis is another one that we've spoken about this summer in particular. Again, Manuel Ugarte was there this summer, and Liverpool didn't act upon it because we were pursuing other targets in terms of Lavia and so on. And again, you look at, I think I said to you guys, Ugarte would have been the perfect midfielder for Liverpool. Again, defensively very sound, can progress the ball, is aggressive in midfield. When Klopp talks about he doesn't want that specific number six in terms of, again, if you're just going to be there to defend, you can offer a little bit in the midfield. That's what I think Ugarte would have been for Liverpool, but sadly, again, we didn't go on and activate the release clause, which is surprising, to be fair, knowing Jorg smacked her. Of course, he does love a release clause, to be fair, but it's always that sense of, getting the right player. Because, again, if it means, say if Liverpool bought somebody for £5 million, I wouldn't care as long as it's the correct decision and it's the right person coming in, if that makes sense. If it's the correct for the system, if it's correct for, and he meets all the what's the correct word? Criterias, is it? To bring in and fulfill the position that is void at the minute in Liverpool's midfield. I wouldn't care how much he cost. Wouldn't care if he was 100 mil. Wouldn't care if he was £2 million. Again, as long as it's the correct player, I don't care personally. Now people will go, you can't be saying that. Again, Liverpool should be looking at signing players for 100, 200 million pounds. Again, I don't think that's realistic in that regard. Again, Caicedo we were willing to, because again we thought Caicedo was available, but if somebody is available for, let's say, 5 million, but he ticks all the boxes, then go and get that player. Like, how many times have we complained about, like, look at Valverde, for example, from Real Madrid. Again, Madrid bought him for £5 million. That's ridiculous. When you think about it, and you look up the Brighton signings. Again, Moises Caicedo cost what, £3, £4, £5 million it was. And that's the thing that I think Liverpool need to be doing, is looking in that market a little bit. And we don't. I think Jurgen spoke about it in terms of the owners, or the structure of the owners is they have to play, if, say, for example, if they're 18, 19, they have to play like 100 senior games or 200 senior games before Liverpool look into them, which, when you do look at it like that, it is a very small pond that you're actually going to look at, to be fair. But I think Liverpool need to start looking away from that, to be fair. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts anyway, in the comments down below. Decore definitely didn't look a £70 million player for Arsenal, 50 million at best. I think we've all said that though, haven't we, Press? With Decore. Again, Decore in a normal market would be around, what, well, yeah, 50 mil, but in this market he's worth 80, and that's the way the market is going, and the quote inflation in that way as well. But yeah, I wouldn't say that. Again, I thought he looked decent at times yesterday, but again, it depends what Liverpool want from a 6. I believe we should get another DM, then start the new DM more often in the Prem, and start Endo more in Europa and cup competitions. Yeah, potentially. Again, we won't get. I don't think we'll get anyone in now again before Newcastle on the weekend. If I'm being perfectly honest, I think Liverpool are very much holding back a little bit, and we are going to a little bit talk about that over Ryan Gravenberch. But yeah, again, I don't know who Liverpool wants. That's the thing. Like, and it scares me a little bit. And I was reading something earlier on that a lot of people, I think, agreed with, was the fact that normally Liverpool have a game plan. Even if Liverpool do go on to sign someone very late in the transfer window, normally Liverpool have a plan, and it's been the plan for a while for us. And at the minute, nothing feels like it's planned. Like, again, it might be behind the scenes, but to me and to you, it very much feels like Liverpool are just hoping at the minute something happens. Like, if a club goes and say, for example, like if Madrid went, right, whoever comes in bids 120 million for Tchouaméni, they can come and get him. Liverpool would want to do that. And again, it's never going to happen, because, again, how many times this summer has it been said already? Tchouaméni is not for sale. But Liverpool are just hoping that something will happen in the next week, before the window closes. And that's similar to what we're going to talk about now about Ryan Gravenberch. It's like that. Like, there's nothing that's saying that, like McAllister and Szoboszlai, where it made complete sense. Like, now it's like nothing makes sense in Liverpool's transfer strategy at the moment anyway. But yeah, for me anyway, that's what I think at the minute for Liverpool's transfer activity. I take Gravenberch, but if it was between him and Kone, I'd rather Kone. Yeah, absolutely, mate. I would agree. I'd like the look of Andre. Wish we could get him now. We're going to talk about him. Of course, there's been a load of news on Andre, to be fair. But Diaz goal was so good on Saturday. It was indeed, Ali. Again, look, I absolutely love Luis Diaz. Again, I'm hoping he continues this form, because he's been electric so far in the first 2 games. Evening, lads. Evening, Wigs. Hopefully doing well, mate. Good evening to you, sir. Starting midfield of Endo, McAllister and Szoboszlai at the weekend. It's a proper test for that midfield. Would like to know everyone's thoughts on that. For me, I think that is the midfield I'd like to pick against Newcastle. I want to see McAllister in the 8th. On the weekend. I don't want to see him in the 6th no more, because he deserves to be, he deserves to be in that 8th, because, again, he's been immense the first 2 games playing as that 6, but look, we all know he deserves to be an 8. And for me, Liverpool should do it, especially in a game like this. And again, there might be, of course, we'll hopefully know more on Friday from Klopp's press conference, but you hope to God that there's a Thiago available, there's a Stefan Bajcetic available, Endo as well, like you say, Blair. Um, it's all coming together now for Liverpool, hopefully, in terms of injuries coming back and so on. Yeah, again, actually, to fair chat, let me know your midfield three for Newcastle. For me, if they were available and fit, I would go Bajcetic, McAllister, and um, and Szoboszlai. I think that would be the three for me anyway. But just pay the £40 million release cost for Andre. I agree with you, Daryl. Just barely pay the money. I hear a report saying Madrid consider late Mbappe Tchouaméni bid incoming to fund Mbappe deal. Nah, I don't think so. I think Madrid can afford him without letting go of anyone else, if I'm being perfectly honest. But then if we do raid South America, we may as well get Rondado in as well. Looks like Brighton are signing Diaz from Liverpool. Yeah, I did see something. Was it like 4 million wigs? I think that they're going to sign him for. Again, Brighton are unbelievable in that transfer market. Szoboszlai will be the second best midfielder behind KDB. Believe me, yeah. I think he has all the assets to overtake Kevin De Bruyne. He's probably the best midfielder now in the league. I think that performance against Bournemouth was the closest thing at the minute, like on the face of things, what Liverpool will get to a Kevin De Bruyne-esque and Szoboszlai. Yeah, again, I think people have already spoken about it. That was just the tip of the iceberg of what we're going to expect this season as well. So I'm very much looking forward to Dominic Szoboszlai this season for Liverpool. Anyway, but we're going to move on anyway, chat. We're going to talk about Ryan Gravenberch then. And of course, Fabrizio Romano said a few days ago, I believe it was yesterday, he posted this saying, Ryan Gravenberch situation, same as 3 days ago. Man United and Liverpool both called to be informed on the situation. Depends on Bayern now still insisting to keep him one to watch until obviously transfer deadline day. There was a report then that came out today or this morning saying that Bayern Munich are weighing up a decision whether to sell Ryan Gravenberch. However, they're currently leaning towards retaining the midfielder and reassessing in January, which of course would not be what Liverpool want to hear right now as well. And Neil Jones as well earlier on speaking on Redmen TV saying that Liverpool have had no encouragement from Bayern Munich that they are willing to do business for Ryan Gravenberch. There was also a report as well. I did not get it out because I think it was on the was it the Independent? I think it was, or something like that. Or again, I'm not sure where it was from, but there was a report out earlier on suggesting that he was available for £22 million as well, which I don't think Ryan Gravenberch would be available for that whatsoever, if I'm being perfectly honest. But it does very much feel like if there is any inkling that Ryan Gravenberch becomes available, then Liverpool will act upon it. And it very much does feel like that. Of course, United, I think, will also act upon it, especially with their midfield crisis right now. I think they've realised that they've messed up in terms of getting Mason Mount in instead of McAllister or Szoboszlai in that region of things anyway. Of course, I think plenty of Manchester United supporters are fuming at the minute the fact that there's no creativity between Bruno Fernandes, Mason Mount and Casemiro, which I find hilarious, to be fair. I think everyone should as well. But I think United might push a bit more than Liverpool in terms of, again, pressing hard for it. Because, again, I think what United are lacking in that midfield is somebody like a Gravenberch, box-to-box option, who has more of a defensive mind, if that makes sense. Unlike a Mount, who is like Bruno Fernandes. Now, for Liverpool, what would Ryan Gravenberch be for Liverpool? It does look like he would be that 6 alongside Trent in the double pivot, which I don't like personally. This is why I prefer Manu Kone as well. I'm not saying again I wouldn't mind Ryan Gravenberch, don't get me wrong, I would. And if it is that price of 22, 25, 30 million pounds, again, you can't go wrong for that. And I'm not saying that whatsoever. But it does very much feel like it is a hit and hope situation. Like it could be deadline day, exactly on deadline day where Bayern Munich go, okay, we'll listen to offers, and that's what Liverpool might hope for. But I don't want Liverpool to be going into deadline day and we're talking about, oh, we need a six. The six needs to get sorted before that, especially if we are looking for a centre back as well, which might be on the cards for us this summer anyway. But for me, chat, I would much rather get the clarification of what's happening. Either you're going to sell him, you're not going to sell him, or if you're Liverpool, just put a bid in. If go and put a 25, 30 million pound bid in and see what happens. If Jurgen's that persistent of Ryan Gravenberch, then go and get him. Like that's the thing where, again, you could probably speak to Ryan Gravenberch's representatives like we have done twice this summer and go, right, well, if we do bid, is he going to accept it? Unlike Caicedo, make sure he's actually going to come to Liverpool. Because so far, and the biggest thing about Gravenberch is he's not getting game time. For Liverpool, if Liverpool get Andre, for example, and Gravenberch, which we could do, to be fair, is he going to start week in, week out? I don't think so. He doesn't get ahead of McAllister, doesn't get ahead of Szoboszlai in the 2-8s. Is he, fourth choice midfielder? Yes. Is he that currently for Bayern Munich? Yes. So there's a problem there already. So I don't know, chat. Let me know your guys' thoughts anyway on Ryan Gravenberch. To be fair, and yeah, just let me know your guys' thoughts overall on the Gravenberch situation. Wataru Undo has the number 3 shirt and he likes this number. Of course, Yusuf Japan, I believe as well. A bit of a topic. I like the sound of De Zerbi. De Zerbi is Klopp's successor. Anyone thoughts on that? I think there'll be a bidding war for De Zerbi when Guardiola and Pep, when Jurgen and Pep Guardiola leaves, the clubs, then I think there'll be a bidding war potentially between the two. Absolutely, 100%. I believe I would agree on that 100%. But let's move on then, chat, and let's talk then about the main topic then of the show, and of course let's discuss Andre anyway. And I quickly get up. Of course, this is from Dave O'Cop website. Of course, it is paraphrasing quite a lot on the website as well. But as you can see right now anyway, of course, you can see, as by the title and the thumbnail, of course, breaking: Liverpool reportedly agree personal terms with Andre. Quickly scroll down. Liverpool have had a long-term interest in Fluminense midfielder Andre, with the Brazilian has enjoyed 2 excellent seasons in Brazil and recently debuted for the Brazilian national team. Now journalist Elmiano Luiz stated that Liverpool have personal terms agreed with Andre. Let me quickly scroll down for you guys to read the rest of the report. Andre reportedly told Fluminense that he wants to go to Liverpool, but the Brazil club wants to keep him due to their Copa Libertadores run. The Brazilian's camp reportedly told Manchester United that he has already agreed personal terms with Liverpool. Brazilian outlet G Global, I believe it is, report that Fluminense will not sell their star midfielder as they are set to face Paraguayan side Olympia, I believe it is, Olympia, over 2 legs in the quarterfinals of the Copa Libertadores in the next 2 weeks. Of course, the second leg, I believe, is on transfer deadline day as well. Andre has also been the subject of interest from Fulham, so is reassuring that he does see himself as at Liverpool should he leave Fluminense. Now, we quickly get the post up again from, again, Dave O'Cop, again, obviously paraphrasing what was said earlier on Redmen TV. Saying again, Andre has told Fluminense he wants to join Liverpool with personal terms already agreed. And this was said earlier on as well. In recent days, Liverpool signalled to Fluminense that they are willing to offer 30 million euros to sign Andre this summer. Fluminense maintained that he won't leave for less than his release clause this summer, which of course we know is around, I believe, 40 million euros, which is like around 34 million pounds. Well, there was a report that came out today as well. Of course, this is from this is Anfield as well for you guys. I quickly get it up. Where's it by? There we go. There we go. So it says Liverpool have £25 million bid for Brazilian midfielder Andre rejected, as you can see. But there, Liverpool have had a €30 million, was it £25.6 million verbal offer for Fluminense midfielder Andre rejected, according to reports in Brazil. The Reds are known to be admirers of the 22-year-old and has been expected to step up their interest after missing out on both Romeo Lavia and Moises Caicedo. However, Fluminense looked set to stand firm on their desire to keep the midfielder until January at least, dashing any hopes of a deal being struck before the deadline day of this summer window. Brazilian outlet Global reports that the Rio club want Andre to feature in both legs of the upcoming Copa de Libertadores quarter-final match, of course, which does take place on August 24th and August 31st. To that end, they recently turned down the initial Liverpool bid with €30 million before it could even be formally communicated. The offer would have smashed Fluminense's previous record of sale, which was set by €70 million by Gerson's move to AS Roma in 2015. But again, guys, let me know your guys' thoughts. Again, for me, pay it, Liverpool, for God's sake. Pay the bloody money. Anyway, but yeah, Liverpool bidding, or verbally bidding, anyway, for Andre. Again, for me, get the deal done. And this is the thing, I think Neil Jones spoke about it on Redmen TV earlier on, speaking about how Liverpool right now might agree to a deal of, let's say, 40, or I think the rumoured deal was around 25 million in January, as long as he can stay at Fluminense until then. It was around 25 million euros, I think was the conversation around it anyway. And if that's the case, Liverpool in 6 months' time might want something else. We might be that desperate for a centre-back. Again, when you've got 25 million going out the door, Liverpool might go, oh, Christ, we can't do that now, even though we know they can in terms of money. But it's a very risky situation again. Now, I know Liverpool over the last couple of seasons have been very good at bringing people in January, like like Luis Diaz, like Cody Gakpo, and it's worked in some degree. But I feel this is different. Again, when Liverpool currently don't have a number 1-6, I'd rather get him now. And I know that again, Fluminense have said, look, pay the release clause, otherwise he's definitely going to be staying. They want him to stay till January, and I think again, as it says, but Andre's already told them he's agreed personal terms with Liverpool. He wants the Liverpool move. It's just now getting a fee agreed between the two teams. But that's the frustrating part, where again Fluminense has told Liverpool we want to keep him till the end of the Copa Libertadores run, which of course will take it over the deadline day. I think there was a Brazilian reporter as well that suggested that Liverpool want to get the deal done straight away after the transfer window in terms of getting it all agreed. Again, would Liverpool wait, for example, like go and sign Ryan Gravenberch now to play as the 6 and then sign Andre? And then you've got Gravenberch and Andre in January, while then you've got you've got Endo going to the Asia Cup in January, so he's going to be gone for I think a month or just over a month if Japan go all the way to the final as well. So it's very difficult to see why Liverpool wouldn't get it done now. And maybe on Thursday again, Fluminense, they lose by a lot, which hopefully they do. Sorry if there's any Fluminense fans watching, but again, hopefully there's something there that would go, right, we're going to do a deal here, because we can't see ourselves moving in that aspect of things. But for me, I think, look, if Liverpool are so adamant that he's the guy, if he's the one to come in, play the 6 role for Liverpool, and we move forward from that, then go and get him now. Like, don't wait an extra 6 months to keep, to save £20 million, something like that. Again, it's ridiculous in that aspect. We know Liverpool got money. Again, paying £34 million for an unproven Brazilian midfielder is a lot. But if Liverpool have done the data, if they've done the research and gone, right, he's the guy for us, then go and get him. And that's what we normally do. But this is a very strange transfer window for sure, for Liverpool Football Club. Anyway, but get your comments anyway, guys, before we do head off, because I did say it would only be half an hour, and it's already been 35 minutes. Anyway, but a bit of a topic I already read that one out. I prefer Nagelsmann, to be honest. I think he would suit our style more. I would agree. I think he's got off to Madrid though next summer. If I'm being honest, Wigs, I think Nagelsmann goes to Real Madrid when Ancelotti goes to Brazil. I think that's what's going to happen personally. Why did Henderson Fabinho go to Saudi too? Money. Is that the best way to put it? To be fair, but yeah, money. But again, the new challenge, to be fair as well, and money. Let's be honest. Anyway, but we are going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Anyway, big thank you to everyone for tuning in to tonight's show. Anyway, of course, we will be back tomorrow. What day is it tomorrow? It's Wednesday tomorrow. We'll be back with another news episode, if there is anything for you guys. Anyway, but let me just quickly check if there is anything else. I don't think there is. No, there's not. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow anyway, guys. Usual time, 9 p.m. If there is anything else beforehand, of course, if there's more news on Andre, we'll be live for that anyway. But yeah, hopefully everyone has a fantastic rest of your Tuesday. Anyway, but yeah, hopefully we'll hear some more things coming up. Anyway, but yeah, if you haven't checked out the news anyway, of course, we've spoken about Alexis McAllister's red card. We've spoken about Manu Kone, Ryan Gravenberch, and of course Andre. Anyway, for you guys, so go and check it back. Hit the like button if you're on your own chair. Hit that subscribe button as well, guys. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys next time. I've been Connor from the Cop Council. I'll see you later on. Ta-ra.